What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Comedian Chris Rock is set to kick off his comedy tour, 5 shows in Boston, Massachusetts, aka Beantown. All 5 shows have sold out. I wouldn't be a bit surprised they had some shows, man. I wouldn't be a bit surprised you see Chris Rock on a U.S. comedy tour, man. This is going to really help him out now. As we know, he was the recipient of a slap that was heard all across the world. It was seen all across the world, for that matter. And basically, he about to beat Taylor Swift. You remember Taylor Swift when she was accepting the award for Song of the Year? And Kanye West, aka Ye, bum rushed the stage and interrupted her and said, "Look here, I don't want to take away your moment, Taylor. But by the way, you ain't got no business winning no Song of the Year." I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically what Kanye said. You ain't got no business winning no Song of the Year. And I agree with him. Everybody know Single Ladies. That year, I can't even remember the year. It probably was like mid-2000s. It might have been a little later than that. You know, somewhere mid-2000s to, somewhere in the middle part of the 2000s. We in 2022 now, so it's around 2010, somewhere in there. A little more, a little less, somewhere in that year. I ain't going to go back and look at the exact year, but y'all remember Single Ladies. And everybody know that should have been the Song of the Year. What Beyonce went through with Jay-Z, and she had a couple other songs that really were one of her top songs of her illustrious career. And again, Kanye West, basically said what a whole lot of people thought, that she had no business winning that Song of the Year. But after that point, because I'm going to tell you right now, I had never heard of Taylor Swift until Kanye West did what he did to her on that MTV Awards during that fateful night. I had never heard of her. And her career skyrocketed after that situation. After that verbal altercation, I just call it a verbal altercation because he interrupted a lady that was, accepting an award. And that wasn't the time or the place, even though I do agree that he had a valid point. And I agree with him on that point, but I don't agree with him on the method that he used to implement that point. But all that being said, it's a similar situation as far as Will Smith goes. I agree with him that he needed to stick up for his wife, but I don't agree with the method that he used, going up on that stage and pimp slapping, bitch slapping Chris Rock. But Chris Rock, just like Taylor Swift, is going to benefit from this situation. He's going to have a revitalization. His career is going to be revitalized off of this situation. But as we know, man, Chris Rock is a legend in comedy. But here recently, you ain't heard a lot about Chris Rock. You ain't heard Chris Rock really name being prevalent as far as comedy. It's been all about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's been the #1 comedian, I would say, for the last 5 to 7 years. Kevin Hart's been the #1 comedian. He's getting all the big roles in Hollywood. So that lets you know, man, before him, it was what? It was Chris Tucker. Before Chris Tucker, it was Martin Lawrence. Before Martin Lawrence, it was Eddie Murphy. Before Eddie Murphy, it was Richard Pryor. Before Richard Pryor, to a certain extent, a lower extent, it was Red Fox. So Kevin Hart is the king of comedy right now. You still got some other guys right out at the top of the game. You had Cat Williams. He kind of fell off a little bit, but he was prevalent, especially when you talk about early 2000s. He was at the top of his game. But even when he's at the top of his game, he wasn't getting the same movie roles that Kevin Hart is getting. He was getting like them roles in Ice Cube movie, Friday movies. He playing a pimp, and he trying to get the hell away from a dude trying to sexually assault him, rape him in the bathroom of a house party that Ice Cube was throwing. You remember that? Wasn't that Christmas Friday, whatever they called it? That was a Friday involving Christmas when Ice Cube and Mike Epps with the security guards, and they were guarding the strip center over there. You know, you saw roles like that for Cat Williams. You know, not the roles on the level of what Chris Tucker was getting and what Kevin Hart is now getting. With all that being said, you're going to see Chris Rock, who was at the top of his game at a certain time, was getting some good roles too. Remember that Top 5 movie he did? That's a classic right there. Top 5. What's your top 5? That was a classic right there. You know, he did some other movies, Poontang, you know what I mean? Those were a little bit lower level movies, but he starred in those movies, and when he was at the top of his game, man, he was getting a lot of support in Hollywood with movies getting presented with him in them. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires, but I let this situation play out between Will Smith and Chris Rock for like 3 days. I kind of wanted to kind of sit back. I was going to do a video right after it happened. I was like, let me just sit back and see what these people got to say. And I said, you know, when you look at the whole incident, a lot of people, I think, are missing the fact that when Chris Rock called her G.I. Jane 2.0, looking forward to her next movie, G.I. Jane 2.0, Will Smith was laughing. And then the camera went back to Chris Rock. Chris Rock was like, okay, got that one in, threw the fastball, got the strike. You know what I'm saying? He was basically doing a victory lap after that joke. You know, okay, now I can move on. And in between that time, when the camera rolled off of rolled off of Will Smith, who was seen laughing, and went to Chris Rock, and he was doing his victory lap after the joke. He must have saw the expression on Jada's face. Because when you looked at Jada, she was none too happy about that joke. And I think he saw that, and he did what a lot of men would do. When you disrespect their wife or disrespect someone they love, disrespect their children, they defend. And he went up there and defended the honor of his wife. Now, what we all know prior to this situation, that Jada and Will was at the red table. What was it, 3-4 years ago? And they put everything out there for the public to see. They put all the cards on the table. Both of those two people, that being Will, that being Jada, were involved in extramarital affairs. Let me just say that sounds better than, you know, sleeping around or, you know, slutting around, all that type of stuff. It sounds a little bit better. Extramarital affairs. And I'm gonna go a little bit further back than this, man. You know, you remember Jada Pinkett and Tupac Shakur. You know, they were very good friends, very close friends. And it seems to me, man, I remember Jada Pinkett made a comment, man, that said, I like roughnecks. My husband, Will Smith, is a roughneck. And I was like, huh? He ain't no roughneck. This is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This boy is making songs about parents just don't understand, and summertime and all that. He ain't no roughneck. He ain't really. I don't really see him like that. But I think that's what she wanted Will to be. She wanted Will to be more like Tupac than you know, Father MC or somebody like that. He wanted more like Tupac than a Father MC or somebody like that. He wanted to be more like a Rough House, you know, gangster type of rapper. And that's not what he was. That's what she wanted him to be, and that's what she really ultimately desired. But he wasn't that. I think there lies the problem, man. I don't think Jada is in love with Will. I think she loves him. They got kids together. I think he's in love with her. And I think it's a difference between loving somebody and loving with somebody. And I think he is, throughout their marriage, has been trying to live up to her expectations. And I think we've seen it live and in living color at the Oscars. As when Chris Rock made that joke, and he laughed initially, but he looked at her and saw that she didn't like that joke. She wasn't going for that joke. She was upset about that joke. He said, once again, I got to live up to my wife's expectation. I got to go up there and be who she expect me to be. What you think Tupac would have did? A lot of people say, well, Tupac would have shot him. But Tupac would have stepped to him, no doubt about it, and handled that in an aggressive manner. And that's what Will Smith did. He handled it in an aggressive manner. Now people wonder, is Will Smith gonna get blackballed? It really don't matter if he's gonna get blackballed. The man has been making $20 million. He's been making $20 million a movie for 15 years. He can go independent and do his own films. He at that point where he ain't got to worry about no blackball. You know what I'm saying? So miss me with that. Oh, they might blackball. They might hurt his career. It can't hurt his career. His career is already set in stone. If he don't do another movie, he good. Like I said, he can go independent. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But I just want to let everybody know that Chris Rock is doing 5 shows in Boston. All of them sold out. Tickets are in high demand. And if I'm his agent, I'll be looking to set up shows all across the United States and then ultimately go on a world tour, because he's hotter than fish grease right now. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts about Chris Rock, Will Smith's whole altercation. Let me know your thoughts about Will Smith and where he goes from here. You think he's gonna get blackballed? I think even if he does get blackballed, it really ain't gonna matter at this point. He's set in stone as far as what he's accomplished in Hollywood and where he's at his point in his career. Again, he can go independent if he really wants to continue his acting career. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on JBsports 33on3 on Twitter. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.